Hello, my friends. Welcome to your monthly Salt and Light update for the month of September. One line that's been sitting with me this month comes from the Beatitudes, in which Jesus said, "Blessed are the pure of heart, for they shall see God." The great Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard gave an interpretation. He said, "To be pure of heart means to desire one thing. This means that we desire union with God above all else." Can you think of how much better, how much lighter life would be if that desire for union with God was really what governed our hearts and our minds and our concerns throughout the day? We wouldn't be quite as bothered if life was chaotic at work, or if relationships or friendships were not in the place we wanted them to be, if someone who we liked didn't text us back. It wouldn't disturb our peace quite as much if that desire for union with God truly governed our lives. And the second part of that beatitude is equally important, for they shall see God. On one hand, this means seeing God face to face in the beatific vision. It also means seeing God in our prayer, having a clear perception of what His will is for us and what His love means for us on a daily basis. And it also, in the third way that we see God, is we see God in our neighbor. Pope Benedict once said that whoever would heal man must see him in his wholeness. Whoever would heal man must see him in his wholeness. That people who otherwise would get on our nerves because they do obnoxious things at times, or perhaps we disagree with them, or we see that they're dead wrong on some important issues, if we see them in their wholeness, we can respond with compassion, even deeper than our frustrations with them. So this is dreadfully important these days, in order to heal our hearts and allow us to be effective in proclaiming the gospel. One area where Archbishop Brzezinski has asked us to be very clear with proclaiming the gospel these days is proclaiming the gospel of life. As you may have heard, Amendment 3 is proposed for the Missouri ballot this coming November. This amendment will overturn many of the protections for mothers and their unborn children. It will overturn the provisions for parental consent. It will open up late-term abortions. It'll remove the possibility of filing a lawsuit if there wasn't adequate informed consent against the abortion provider. And so there are many things that this will be greatly damaging. In the notes for this video on YouTube, I'll go ahead and put a link to a website that will give you much more information that has been approved by the Archdiocese on exactly what this amendment entails. But I want to enter with you and see with the vision of the heart, to see people in their wholeness. When a young woman finds that she's with child in an unplanned pregnancy, that's often a very vulnerable moment where she might feel abandoned, rejected, she might feel ashamed. And in that moment, what we're called to do is respond with great love and compassion. We're called to say, "I see you, I love you, I receive you, and I'll care for you, and I'll care for this life within you." Having spoken to many women who have gone through abortions and have come to a place of deeper healing, they often relate that in the moment they felt desperate. They felt that there was no other choice. And so it's so important for our society as a whole, to which we belong, that we do not say to women by passing this amendment, "You know that baby that you carry that you're not ready to receive into the world, that's your problem. You take care of it." This is a very cruel, a very unchristian way of responding to people who find themselves in a vulnerable place. And so, my friends, I ask you to sincerely pray for the defeat of Amendment 3, and to look for different ways of, with great compassion and love and great confidence, of bringing up the conversation, of spreading the word about the dangers of this amendment and how it contradicts the gospel of Jesus Christ and the gospel of life. And then next, I do want to talk a little bit about some upcoming opportunities that we have. This month, we are relaunching formation for the young adult community. So on September 12th at St. Peter in Kirkwood, my parish, from 7 to 8:30 p.m., we're beginning a series called Receiving God. I'll be teaching the series along with Alyssa Norberg, who's a very gifted speaker, a longtime friend of mine. And we're going to move through different ways that we receive God. First, simply talking about who God is, receiving God as He is, and then receiving the presence of God, receiving the Spirit of God, receiving the Word of God, and receiving the desires of God. And so I would love to welcome you all and to personally invite you to come out to this formation series. I think it will be a very fruitful thing for us to center our hearts on receiving God above all else. Also, at the end of the month, we are having a retreat that Michael and Heather Vento are offering to our young adult community. It's a Theology of the Body retreat, and so a very timely topic to understand more deeply how we were created by God, what it means for us to be created male and female, and how that reflects His image. And so I'd strongly encourage you to check out the information either on our website, our Flocknote, our social media, and to check out that retreat as well. That's another great opportunity. And so, my friends, stay close to Jesus. Continue to open your heart to Him. Do not try to grasp control over your life, but surrender to His will in all things, and I can guarantee you will be happy and you will be joyful. God bless you all. Take care.